Hello everyone, welcome back to Demo Mondays. This is a video series published on Mondays and hosted by me, Augustas Kligis, where I invite different Amazon seller software creators and founders and developers, and I ask them to present their product just like this on the screen so that we know what the product is about and how does it work. And today's guest is PPC Agility. And PPC Agility is presented by its founder, Sean Smith. Hello, Sean.
Hey, Augustus. Thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Great to see you. And could you explain to the audience what PPC Agility is and what problems does it solve for Amazon sellers?
Sure. So PPC Agility is a bid management tool. So managing like keyword bids, ad group bids, so automates it kind of for you using the Amazon advertising or the product advertising API. And the whole goal of the tool is to save people money on Amazon advertising, because pretty much the biggest problem that every client that I work with has is, overspending on Amazon and controlling the spend. And so we wanted to create a tool that allows you to control the spend, and then it tells you, how much you've saved from those wasted keywords or the wasted spend.
And what kind of Amazon seller are you targeting with this product?
That's a good question. It honestly, since it has like a good price point, it's not a really high price point. It's pretty much anybody. We made the tool so that beginners, intermediate, advanced, all of them can work. And the reason we can do that is because we use it internally as well. So we tested it up to, like some pretty big sellers data wise. And so we have the capacity for any seller. So we've made it so that we can accommodate pretty much, everyone on the radar as needed.
Mm-hmm. And knowing that there are a lot of international sellers using PPC all around the world, which marketplaces are you covering with your software at the moment?
That's where I don't specialize. So we haven't really expanded outside the US, mainly because we kind of just want to make sure we got the US market covered. I know there's a huge international market as well. It's just that the US market is big enough for us for now. And then, kind of once we get a lot of inquiries or, people requesting it, then we'll kind of build it out from there.
And if someone wants to use your software, obviously you have to provide your Amazon seller account credentials, right?
So what's really interesting is there's, you don't really have to provide credentials because we only use the product advertising API. So some of the softwares that have an analytics, or some of the softwares, they'll have to get like an authorization token. We actually don't have to do that. We just get, it's really interesting. You just have to click and then just connect the account. You just log in. It's like a two-step where you just log in through this login screen, and then it automatically goes through. So we don't actually need your seller ID or authorization token.
All right. And how long does it take to synchronize the first data once you create an account?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's only a few hours. It's not too long.
That's fast.
And then we send off an email just to alert the people saying that, one, your data's been downloaded, and two, like we've synced it up.
Mm-hmm. Great. So let's do the presentation. Let's see what's inside your tool.
All right, cool. So you just click sign in real quick. Let's see, email, password, sign in. And then smart dummy. Cool. So we created like a dummy data for you guys. So it's pretty simple, and it's going to get more complex as we build it out with the users. So basically, we made it to where it's really simple, like almost just too simple to like, I don't know. So there's no analytics portion of it right now because it's a tool that does one thing. It cuts your bleeders. So you just click this button. So basically what you're going to want to do is, like, if you sign up, you'll want to connect your account. And then once everything's done, you just click here to cut bleeders. And basically what that does is we go into the data, we look at month to date data. And this is, we kind of like determine the metrics based on what we've seen with our clients. And these will evolve over time as we build it with users and we get feedback. But this is something that we do because we've seen that for us, it works the best. We do have modified version of it as well. But like basically what it does is it finds keywords that have 8 or more clicks, $2 or more in total spend, 0 orders, and then it just brings them down to 14 cents. And so basically what that does is it pretty much stops it from spending. You could pause the keyword. We don't usually pause the keyword because usually 14 cents just stops the spend. And usually like the reason we bring it down to 14 cents is because there are actually like PPC strategies where you use really low bids and you can get low ACoS sales. And so there's no harm in just bringing it down there. Most likely won't spend much. So we bring that down, pretty much cuts like almost all the spend. There are some categories where 14 cents is, you know, maybe still a little high, but for the most part, it just cuts all the spend and basically cuts the bleeders. And then what we do is you click here to cut the bleeders, and then it'll run. And then you go over here to cuts right here. And it just has a list of the cuts. So we're going to clean this up a little bit. Basically, like it tells you the number of the cut. So this is the 114th cut. And then the date is right here, 11, 12, 17. So you can see when it was done. And this is really cool because the reason this is important is because when we do testing in PPC and we do any types of, like when we make any modifications, it's really good to know the date that you made the changes so that you can attribute those changes to any effects that they've had on your campaigns. So let's say you've run this to optimize the bleeders, and then you go into your PPC, and then the next, few days you see that spend went down. Well, you can say like, hey, we ran the cut bleeders button on the 14th, and we noticed the 15th, 16th, 17th, our spend went down. And then even maybe a week later, you can maybe see ACoS go down as well. But that way you can track whether or not the effects have had an impact on your account. If you have a really well optimized account, like where you have like really hardly any bleeders, then maybe it won't benefit you as much. But we made it pretty good price point, like $57 a month. So it's not like crazy expensive. And so you just click on the cut list, and we have here the run date. So basically this tells you when it was run so that you have that time frame, that date attribution. And then it tells you which keyword, the new bid, the previous bid, and then the spend, the clicks, and the number of orders. And we're going to get rid of this here. I know this says 14 cents. We're going to get rid of the ones where the new bid matches the previous bid, just because those are like kind of false. But there are some in here that was like, this was $1, this was 55 cents, and we decreased it. Decreased that one, decreased that one. So, and then basically it tells you how much you saved. And the cool thing is, the reason that's important is because we want to let you guys know like how much money you actually saved from using PPC Agility, so that you can, attribute our tool to your savings, or basically tells you the return on investment that you guys had. And we want to build this with our users. So we're going to basically get a feedback and see what else we can build in terms of these types of formulas. We would like to have these, some of these where, let's see, if you go back where it had the optimize button, we would love to have several buttons, like a little toolkit where people can click, and maybe one of them launches campaigns for new search terms, one of them does this, that, or the other, and we can have a list of them, and then people can use those, and then we can actually have things like total amount of revenue from the campaigns that were launched using the thing. So the whole goal here is to, at the end of the day, what we want to do is make sure that the return on investment is displayed to the user. And so that's why we broke it down like this, is it tells you how much you saved running the cut bleeders.
Why,
and that's it.
Why do you say how much you saved? Because it says total spend, so it is how much I spent.
Oh yeah, sorry. I guess I should say total saved. So this is the total spend from these keywords. And we cut, so I guess what I'm trying to say here is so for example, maybe down here, this keyword right here, agility training kit, it was 55 cents and we spent $9.59. and we cut it down. And so we're going to save $9.59 now that we cut it down. So I guess it should say total saved, because this is the total spend from these keywords. So that's what it means. It means that it's the total ad spend that resulted from these keywords. And since we changed the bids, you're going to save that much money on those keywords. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, because it was a bit confusing.
I'll change the language, because basically, like, we've spent money on these keywords and we've changed the bids so that we can decrease it. I wouldn't look at these, but look at the ones where like like this one right here is an example where it spent $100 and it was at $1.17. So moving forward, since we changed it to 14 cents, we're not going to spend any more money on this one. So we're going to save this much money. So yeah, you're right. The total spend. Yeah, I'll change that language because since I'm in PPC, like, this makes sense to me since I manage the accounts and stuff. But I think total saved is more clear language. So I'll change that for that. I'll make a note to change that.
All right. And what is special about your algorithm? Is it backed up with some data or some knowledge? Yeah,
definitely. So, I mean, it's backed up with data or not the knowledge that we have. You know, we've been, I run an agency called Jungle Hustle, and we started 2 years ago. It was just me, basically like in my room, working on clients' accounts. And now we have, well, the whole company is about 8 or 9 people. And so, you know, we're managing a lot of accounts, and we work with some, you know, pretty significant brands. And so it's basically backed up with the experience that we've got working with clients and basically being a performance-driven agency and finding out what works and what doesn't for our clients and what produces like the 80-20 results for our clients. So it's just us working with our clients and focusing on producing results for their companies.
And this is how you tuned all the algorithms and formulas for...
Yeah, yep, exactly. And and I mean, I don't think of software as being ever complete, or I don't think of anything as ever being complete. Like, this is going to be, you know, something we build forever. You know, it's like the agency. Like, I don't ever see my clients' accounts ever being complete. There's always more that we can do. So it's just going to be one of those things where, like, this is one thing that's going to help people save money, and we're just going to build more either things that save money or make money on the PPC side.
And in your software, there is nothing where the seller can adjust manually anything. Everything is automated, right?
Yeah, no manual adjustments, man. We kind of, and we might put in like little filters and stuff. Right now, we haven't done manual adjustments, mainly because we just want to make it very simple. Mainly, it's like it's tricky. Like, you got to find that balance. Like, you don't want to make it too complex to where people have, you know, go in and have to figure it out. So we made it super simple to where you just click a button. But we are going to work in, like, if somebody wants it to be like 9 clicks or more, or 10 clicks or more, if they have a different conversion rate or they want to use it, then we can create like a filter for that. But right now it's just that one button.
And once you link your Amazon account with your software takes over of all the PPC campaigns which are active on Amazon, right?
Yeah, yep, takes over everything.
Mm-hmm. But if I manually edit something on Amazon interface, your software will get this signal, right?
Yeah, like well, we exactly. So we can tell if something's been changed in the if you've done it manually.
You mentioned few hints what you're gonna implement in your software. Maybe you can tell us an overview what you're planning to introduce in PPC Agility in the near future.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we might, well, like right now we don't have plans to do like an analytics component at the moment, but we do want to build more formulas. So like, we want to build more formulas that help people manage the bids. So like, we're just going to build that out with the users. So we kept it simple and basic, and we want to work with our users we are working with our users to like more formulas that can help them, because we already have formulas like in the agency. Like, we have tons of formulas. So all we have to do is translate those to code, and we can do that moving forward. So ultimately, the formulas are going to revolve around two things: either making more money or saving money, and making sure that we display that moving forward so that people can see their return on investment. Because you want, like, when you do something, and the reason we do it like this is because we work with companies, and companies want to know how much money you made them or how much money you saved them. And so being clear about that is really, really important. So we are going to build, I would like to have like different buttons that you can press. And then, as we gather data with those buttons, we can actually like tell people like the average user saved X amount of dollars with this button. The average user made X amount of dollars with this button. And so just making sure we tell the return on investments clear. And so, yeah, I want to build it out. I want to make it cool. But I think it's cool to have that like button approach, because then it's a lot less, it just makes it easier, man. Because if you manually change it, well, it depends on how automated the manual portion of it is. Like, but with this, like, you just click a button and it runs, man. It makes it so simple. That was the whole point, was to make it dead simple, pretty much.
It sounds a lot that this software can be very, very useful for someone who has either who is just a beginner and wants to run PPC ads, or who has a good healthy business on Amazon but has no idea about PPC and maybe pays a lot of money for PPC manager.
Yeah, or for PPC managers themselves, automate that as well. Yeah, for either or, man. As if they have an Amazon business, period. Like, and at the end of the day, we tell you how much you saved. So I'm going to change it from spend to saved. Thank you, Augustus, for clearing me up on that language, man. And then ultimately, like, the goal is like that. In that example, it says $943, right? So the software is $57 a month. So like kind of the shtick is that if you save $57 or more using it, then it's kind of paid for itself.
And now I'm thinking that number of total saved, for what period is that?
It is month to date. So, and we recommend running it either like 5 to 7 days within the month. That's another thing to keep in mind, is like, since the users go in and click it, we use month to date data, and we use that for a few reasons, but we do recommend at least 5 to 7 days data. If you're willing to wait like 7 days data before going into the month, like November 7th, December 7th, before running the button.
What's the best way for existing users and new users to get support of your software?
Yeah. You can you reach out to me directly, Sean at ppcagility.com, SEAN at ppcagility.com, and we can work with you from there. You can just email me direct for now.
And you mentioned already a few times the pricing. Can you just tell one more time? The price is all fits all. No, one price fits all, right?
$57 a month, man. Simple. One price.
57. Good.
$57 a month, man.
And do you have any offer for Demo Mondays viewers?
Yeah, if people sign up for the software and they want to use it, play around with it, it'll be 25% off for you guys for 2 months, for the first 2 months. And that also includes the 14-day trial that everyone gets as well.
And how can they redeem this offer?
Yeah, just email me, Sean at ppcagility.com. I haven't installed the coupon code thing, so just say you found it through Demo Mondays, and I'll just make sure you guys get your discount.
Great. Thanks, Sean. Thank you for presenting your new software, and good luck in your business. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Augustus. I'll talk to you later. Bye.